Oh. Tonight's stream comes with background noise courtesy of the fact that it's raining again. Well, it hasn't rained for a bit. Oh yes, we just decided to go to war with someone. On the grounds that Right. So, I have two wars going on. There's the war by my brother, who's got a claim on Svithjod, to which I say, ha ha ha, lol, not really, you don't. And the war that I'm going for to get two more counties out of,
Oh yes, an actual holy war on the grounds that it's probably fairly safe against the tiny remnant of the old religion.
That's one.
That's like 3 adherents and their dog.
And 2,000 people.
Sure.
We are all engaged in there. Apparently I have 3,000 vassal levies raised. Maybe I do. So I don't really know where they are. Oh look, everyone's joining the defensive pact against me. Stick you on a ship.
Are you a streaming state?
I am a streaming stoat.
Hello, stream.
Oh, we have 100% war score. Let's just release the altar. Ooh, 150 prestige. To which I say, nice one.
That's certainly a nice war to inherit.
So I'm probably down to only needing to survive 10 years. Which, in order to get to the point where I can create my empire. Ships are expensive. Okay. I'm a bit worried about their ships. On the other hand, if what they want to do is sod off and try and besiege all of my stuff in Iceland, that's fine, because I know what I can do. what I can do is besiege all of their stuff in Sweden.
And
I'll be
given
able
that
to
there are
do
only
that.
3 counties of it, you can do this without ever having to get into a fight with them.
This is true. I mean, also it makes tactical sense from his point of view on the grounds that I'm going to have like 5,000 people here.
Surrender makes sense. Or conversion, actually.
Yeah,
Yes, you probably want to try to get your war score quickly.
that's fine.
The AI
May.
is prone to spontaneously converting once it's below minus 50% war score. And obviously, if it converts, then the war ends inconclusively.
Yes. Discovery of Vinland. After hearing stories of new land even further west of Greenland, Leifur Eriksson, the son of Eric the Red, has mounted an expedition with a single longship and a crew of 35. Days were spent at sea, but Leifur and his crew finally sighted land and travelled south along the coast until they decided to winter at a place he named Finland. When they returned to Greenland, the brave explorers brought with them a cargo of grapes and some much-needed timber. Upon Leifur's return, his brother Thorvald departed on a similar expedition to further map the coastline of this new land, but his shore party came to blows with Skraelings, the local natives, and Thorvald himself fell in battle. Despite this, future expeditions are already being planned to this rich and fertile land. A great discovery. The Skraelings, of course, are most likely the Native American tribes of the area, with whom the Vikings did not get on. This might be a bit of a problem. I don't think I can get to 100% war score very easily.
Well, you'll get there when you've got all of his territory.
Yes, but the next thing is going to tip me over 50%.
Yeah.
So.
And then you have to spend a little while marching. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Right, I need a new spy master. You are an acceptable spy master. You know what you get to do? You get to go and study technology in Constantinople. One of the things you could tell us while in Constantinople, perhaps. Ooh, that's given us 99% war score. Right, yeah.
Worth seeing if he'll surrender, but I presume not.
Okay, apparently.
Okay, well, worth doing that before he realises that he can convert to your new version of the religion.
It's true. Right, we won.
So you should now control 2 more counties.
I control 2 more counties. I suspect we're not going to get there because it is just too hard. 67% of the counties.
So you need another about 12 or 13 counties.
Yes. No.
Well, I mean, there are theoretical ways it might happen, but...
There are theoretical ways it might happen. I am just going to check if Kola is still, in an alliance with Swami.
Oh, it's liable to be in a defensive pact.
It is.
Yes. There may... So those odd little bits, are any of them independent counties that are modern as of your religion? See if he'll take diplomatic vassalisation, or if he could be persuaded to with a small bribe.
Right, that one will take diplomatic vassalisation.
Obviously, the remaining fragment of old
Norse won't.
Germanic won't.
Right, so I can.
But might later. We don't know.
Yeah. Right.
I think all his other attributes are reasonable.
I should disband my armies. Well, I should disband at least all the ones that stop me raising. Right. Suomi doesn't look like it's or anything useful like that. Ditto Estonia and Sakalia.
See, what we want is to go for Estonia and Sakala to convert to Christianity, and then it'd be much easier to squish.
It's true.
I mean, we'd also like them to be more habitable.
Let's go and get my martial more. Improving my levy size. Right, so I need to give some of my stuff away. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I can create a new Yaldom or anything. So let's go and
relevant existing yarn.
That's true. That should also make him an extremely happy state. Right, and he desires the kingdom of Scythiod, but he's not going to get it. So,
basically, you're holding on to the kingdom.
Yes. So I'm on 5936 prestige. I get 17.5 prestige a month. How long do I need to survive?
How much was it? Sorry.
I get 17.5 prestige a month, and I have 5936 prestige now, and I need 8,000.
9.8 years.
Okay, that's starting to look. Let's just check that I don't have any obvious demerits to health. I don't. Right. Okay.
Continuing to expand is still worthwhile. Oh, you have can create title. Because you just gained a.
Yes. Right, excellent. That gets me 200 prestige, which knocks a year off that total. Right, let's find a random.
7 years.
Right. Now let's go shopping for a better commander. Let's invite him to court. Let's go through and see if there's any bits where we can fill. Right, no. Okay. So I should have, not raise my troops for a little bit to get them to cheer up a bit.
So.
My problem is with expansion is, of course, that
Many
yeah,
people will be infected by it.
yes. So, England isn't an offensive pact against me. The Breton Revolt isn't in a pact against me.
So, are there any kingdoms you're close to taking, to being able to take? I don't think there are there? Because you've got Norway, Sweden, Denmark, you already hold, and
Let's just go and look at de jure kingdom.
Ireland, Scotland, England, you have like tiny fragments of.
Yeah. I've got nothing of Wales to speak of.
Yes.
I don't have any of Frisia anymore.
Because any kingdom that you can. That's interesting. Because any kingdom that you can take now, if you create a custom empire, it will become part of the
De
that
jure.
empire de jure.
Yeah.
I'll check it precisely, but it's something like that. And so having more kingdoms
Is good.
nice. So found new empire. Yeah, any kingdom, as long as they don't have a de jure empire with a holder, and we're pretty confident that there is currently no emperor of Scandinavia.
Yeah.
Then they will fall out of their existing de jure empire, and become part of your new de jure empire.
Yeah.
Technically, also, if you completely control the kingdom, even if you don't own it, that would also count. But
Yeah. So, I mean, what I think I should do is wait and see what happens with England in some of its wars. And, because while I'm paused, I'm cheering up my vassals, which raises my levies. But they're at war, which is going to piss off their levy. Oh no, they're not currently at war. No, they're currently truce. So. Oh, we can hold Great Blot. Yeah, let's do that. Apart from anything else, I'll cheer up on my vassals. Ooh, also I get some gold. And it means people might actually drop out of the defensive pact. But at the moment everyone's going, you know what, defensive pacts, they're a great idea. East Yetish Kingdom de jure war. Okay, right. Ooh, look, I've assimilated some more counties. Because of course he was at war, and I think we won a county. Now if only.
So what's left down there?
What's left down there is
One county of Old Germanic, with whom you have a truce and who's in the defensive pact.
and him.
One county of ordinary Norse, who may now not be at war.
Right. Now for the human sacrifice. Squelch. That also slices some time off the time needed to looting party. Pestilential straight hamsters. Squelch. Hang on. Right, now I can create another duchy. Right, yes, this is good. Who are you?
Oh, it's the guy you just took as a vassal.
He actually quite likes me. Yeah.
And then he has a day. No, he doesn't have a de jure claim. Oh, wait, he does.
Smarland.
Okay, I don't know quite what. Yes, I think it might de jure cover the one remaining county there. So he probably doesn't have enough troops to do anything about it.
Probably not. Right, but it's made him a happy camper. Right, squelch. I have to think killing one of the yelling people is... Right, vassal opinion plus 15. Hooray! So I think being at peace for a little bit was a good idea. Right. Drunk states at the feast. Right. More questionable behaviour at the feast. Right, the feast is over. Right, I get a prestige boost for a bit. Right, so I've now got 6,500 prestige and I get 18 a month. So the number of weeks I need...
7 years.
I need to stay alive is slowly going down.
So what's the state of cola at the moment?
Which one's code? Oh, that one, yeah.
Right, they are actually in the defensive pack against you, albeit a fairly small one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're in a thing with lots of defensive pagans, so they can just... Yeah. It's
Well,
actually...
not very many defensive pagans.
Yes, but I know how many troops that some of these lot have. There's quite a lot. Let's just have a look at the religion map. Yes, basically, I don't now have any territory that's in the remover. Everything is pretty much Smolensko now, apart from a small bit of Germanic and a small bit of Catholic. But East Francia is part of the defensive pact. So possible targets include the Breton revolt, but that's probably about to disappear. Scottish revolt.
I don't think you can get. Oh no, it has got coastal county.
Oh yes, it has, yes. Which might survive long enough for me to get some troops there, but that is going to be a bit of a problem. Aquitaine is not part of the defensive pact, but I think I can guess why. And ditto Estonia. Yeah, no, I'm not going to Estonia. Estonia is scary. So I've got 5.8 thousand troops. Still can't hire them. England is part of the Christian Defensive Pact. How very inconsiderate of them. Yeah, okay, Aquitaine is definitely a bit scary. Right, let's sit here and contemplate some things. I can afford to start building a stoked circle, which obviously doesn't do very much for me right now, but which, does mean that...
You could... yes. It might be entertaining to try to take Wiltshire just because you could, but...
he's part of the Christian Defensive Pact, so...
Good?
Yes!
Oh, okay.
I checked. It's very annoying.
Okay.
Otherwise, yes, it's definitely something that I would like to do.
Oh, yes, you could build a stone circle.
Because also, it's quite a cheap, great work. So, could build a standard... I'm going to build a stone circle, because I've never been able to use a stone circle before. So, it's going to take 21 years, so let's start building a great stone circle. Because we can. Let's also go and look at when we can next change our law. Okay, there's 5 more years to go. Is there anything that we can upgrade that doesn't cost us stuff we can't afford? Can probably afford a market town. And maybe we can upgrade our hill fort a bit. And yeah, alright, I think we... let things progress that away. Because apart from anything else, it's still cheering up my vassal levies. Let's just check we really don't have anything raised. Ooh, excellent. Lancastrian conquest of Inish Gaul. No. Yes, brilliant. If you think you can go up against Scotland, I'm fine with that. Because that just gets me more prestige, but I can't do anything about that personally right now. Oh dear, something's happened to my Chancellor. Okay, you are an acceptable Chancellor. Everyone's drawing the defensive pact against me. Even though I am lovely and full of fluffy bunnies. Okay, why don't you like me? You're the Jarl of Halcyon. Let's go and check whether we have any factions. We do have factions. And you are our number 1 candidate for being extremely irritating, so... Right, off you.
Looks like your CRS is already there trying to convert it to improve matters.
Yes. Which will help eventually. I'm nearly 50% threatening, so... Right, now I want to sit at home and have a low-stress lifestyle for a few years. Something's happened to one of my commanders. Oh, that's fine. My reshuffle has got me some good stuff there. What is there in real life in West Iceland?
What do you mean?
Like which cities? And I mean, because isn't Reykjavik sort of here?
Think Reykjavik's there.
I can't work out which side of the notional border it would be.
So, yes, I think Reykjavik is just on the south side of the border, roughly where the port for Suðurland
is.
So, I mean, the thing is, you probably haven't heard of any other towns in Iceland anyway.
Well, you say that.
The largest one would appear to be Grundarfjörður.
Uh-huh.
And Stukkish, SH, is that in Icelandic?
No, it'll be Stukkisholmur.
Holmur.
Yeah.
The fact that you knew where that was going indicates you've heard of it.
Yeah.
And Akranes, which is just north of Reykjavik, is probably on the northern side of the border.
What was that? North of Reykjavik?
Akranes.
Akranes, yes.
Akranes, sorry, yes. Icelandic. Or rather,
German.
Nordic. Those are all of the large settlements in the north. Oh no, there's one there as well. Goodness me, this will take a bit of a run up. Hofða Kauspadur.
Hoof of the Kogspadur, something like that.
Yeah, that the last one was right. Is written in reasonably large text.
Right, well, I've got a reinforced hill fort and a market town. Woohoo!
And it's notable that even in modern Iceland, the boundaries between the presumably local government areas aren't actually well defined inland.
Well, that's because there's fuck all inland except some glaciers, some volcanoes, some more glaciers and some more volcanoes, and the Althing. The Althing is deliberately picked because it's between all of everyone else's bits, and so there wasn't, people weren't going to fight over it. Okay, well, I managed to turn him into a next generation backstabber, which is what we wanted. Right, so we are 50. We have 1200 prestige to go. So, what does he want? We're back down to 17.95. Whatnot. So let's have a look at the defensive pact map. Low, it is still depressing. Though, there is... okay, the West Frankian revolt is in fact quite scary. So let's assume that we don't want to go up against the West Frankian revolt for one county. Okay, I can see why it's quite scary, because, now I've been up-cheering my vassals. I do have, nearly 7,000 people I can, get together, which is nice. Assume that they're still old Germanic. You like this under siege? Who are you? Oh, your raiders. It's tedious losing cash, but we can afford it. At the moment, as we build our great work. Is the other thing shown on the big map of Iceland? I mean, it might not be marked because it's a settlement, or it might be marked as like a monument or a memorial or something ridiculous like that.
Remember, this is a like 1 to 1 million map, so.
The important question is, can you find it on... Ooh, East Francia has left the defensive pact. Okay, that's because East Francia is scary. Fair enough, yes, well, I know that you technically have a bit of my territory, but, you know, I'm okay with you keeping it for the time being. You know, for safekeeping.
Oh, there is also out in the very northwest of Iceland, the town of Ísafjörður.
Ice fjord, basically, yes.
Which gets very large text. Indeed, it's more or less where your port in northwest Iceland is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of large settlements in Iceland. Bremen has become properly Germanic. I've got over 7,000 prestige. Only 1,000 to go at a rate of 17.95 per year. Don't die. It's very important that you don't die. Thinking about it, what I possibly want to do is, so you're training troops, which is just what I want. You're building my legend. Okay, that gets me extra monthly prestige. You're going to continue building my legend. Fine. Right, okay.
She's busy trying to get the remaining bits of your realm into the correct religion.
Yes. Well, also, piety doesn't really help me at this point.
No.
The King of Lotharingia has left the defensive pact, but he's quite scary. And also, I don't really badly need...
So you've got all the bits of Lotharingia you really want.
It's true.
I mean, you briefly held bits of the coast of...
Yeah, East Frisia.
Frisia, that's the word I couldn't remember. But that was only because you needed to hold a sufficiently large amount of your religion's holy sites.
Yes. And also, now it's held by Aquitaine, and they're scary. Right, that's cheered him up a bit. Let's have a look at how we're doing on factions. Okay, so we seem to have cheered him. No, we haven't cheered him out of anything. You, however, are now my biggest problem. Let's just check that all of my... see also if we've got... I was about to go, why have I got someone who's got a martial score of 9? But of course he's my organiser. So... Okay, my heir does not like me. I don't like that. I have claims, a weak claim on the Kingdom of Frisia, which doesn't exist. Weak claim on Norfolk, and a strong claim on the Chieftain of Kami, one of which is mine already. And
oh, you're the sword of the Allfather, are you?
apparently I am. Don't know when that
And to
happened.
be fair, possibly by winning a holy war
Oh yeah, that's probably it.
against someone else who also believed that they were. Well, I suppose that's best kind of holy war, really.
Yes. I suspect actually a better one would be Hammer of Thor.
Well, but you're a reformed pagan, which may well mean that you have syncretised enough of
Christianity
to be more All-Father than Thor.
Yes, there is the problem though that that's the kind of thing that the racists who pseudo worship pseudo Norse things tend to go with. Right. Okay. Good.
It's actually, I suppose, if you're going to be the weapon of anyone, you should be the weapon of
Thor. Yeah, because Thor's the one with the weapon. Odin, god of wisdom, so daft he lost his eye in a freak accident with a raven. But a freak accident trying to obtain wisdom. To which I think the answer is wisdom is not giving away your own eye for wisdom. Right. We're getting there. Let's just look at the religion map. Sweet. So that's now stripy.
I think it's stripy because you're the top liege.
Yes.
I mean, you can see if your vassal there will convert voluntarily. But I think last we looked, he had a horrifically poor opinion of you, yes.
Yep.
And he's zealous, so probably not.
No. Well, zealous practically.
It may be impossible. I don't know if it's possible to convert him by the action of your person. So converting territory is useful anyway.
It's true. I'm mostly waiting for people to leave the defensive pact, and panning around every now and then to see if there's like any revolt wars that I can go up against, like the West Frankian revolt. The West Frankian revolt does not look as scary as the East Frankian revolt. How lost is it though? I think we could possibly go to war with the West Frankian revolt. It just feels risky. Because I suppose I could ban myself from leading armies. Let's see if there's anyone we can convert into cash. buzzard. Okay, at least my current heir doesn't hate me, which is good. Right, 600 more prestige. Help. Right, what I need to do is ban myself from leading armies. I will make a move on my daughter-in-law, even though it's kind of not appropriate. I think, let's just see how the West Frankian revolt is. West Frankian revolt is still doing okay. So I think we should declare war for... Well, Rouen, I think we should go for Rouen.
Yeah, okay.
I think Rouen is a...
You're going to try to found Normandy, aren't you?
Approximately, yes. Well, you know, I have the opportunity to go and invade Normandy. But, you know, something that almost approximates the right time. Right, let's go to my military tab. So, hang on. Ooh, I will have the problem that I will need to avoid the French troops. They've got 3,000 troops. How many do the French have? 5,000. So let's go to my military tab. Sort of vassals.
Ooh. Thing worth knowing, only the primary defender in a war can use raised defensive army, the piety-based thing that
Right.
defensive pagans can do. So you don't have to worry about the piety that everyone else has.
Okay.
Similarly, raised tribal army only works if you're the primary attacker or defender in the war.
Yeah.
In a war. But once you've raised it, you can do what you like with it.
Oops. Right, I've discovered the fleet raising shortcut, which is C. T not. Should be right there. We need to wait for more people to turn up in East Iceland. Well, someone's left the defensive pact against us, but that probably just is because we're at war. And What do you not stuff you want to ship? Ship you off over there. Ship over there. Let's find you and stick you in charge. Right. You get over there. You dismount that.
Of course, if you reach the point of being able to create a custom empire, you have to decide which of your kingdoms you want it to inherit the name, colour, and
whatever
laws.
of. Well, for that I have to pick my primary title, don't I? But my primary title is Norway at the moment.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's trivially changed. I think it's right click on the relevant title and say make primary title.
Oh, squeak.
Right, well, that's nice.
Yes.
Or right not. Okay, so
I'm just checking whether I have any good things like the ability to that was the wrong button. That's the right button. Let's put us back in the right thing. Right, so let's take you out temporarily and march ourselves.
I mean, you might be able to use that to convert to Christianity if you want to.
If I can work out how, I would.
I think you may only be able to do it after the Crusaders started.
Yes. But last time I found I couldn't convert at all. So, which was a bit of a problem.
Maybe you'll be fine.
I mean, I suppose I might. Let's see if I can find somewhere in here. There's the Fylkir bit. Okay, so I can't destroy the title and get myself out of it that way.
Well, you're not being targeted as Fylkir. You're being
No.
targeted as a ruler of some actual territory.
Yes.
And you can find out what it is they're actually going after.
England.
Right. So they're trying to take your territory in England off you because they think England should be Catholic.
Yes. Take Ingvar the useless out and put in Faste the somewhat less useless. How many days have I got? 432 days. Problem is I am pretty much the only Germanic pagan ruler.
Though all of your vassals will actually join the war.
Yes.
With their own troops.
Yes. Excuse me, I need to go Chancellor shopping.
Ah, right. Yes. You can't convert if you get crusaded because your religion's moral authority is too high.
Ha ha ha.
Fundamentally, remaining a reformed Germanic pagan is far too attractive.
So I can only convert when I'm not the target of a crusade.
No, you can convert if you are the target of the crusade as well, if your moral authority is low enough.
Right.
Indeed, it's only if you are the target of a holy war or a crusade, then you can convert to the attacker's religion if your moral authority is below 30% for organised religions or 40% for unreformed pagans, and the attacker's moral authority is at least 50%, and the attacker is an organised religion, and you're not zealous. Oh, and you're not the religious head. Damn it, you're the Fylkir.
Yes.
So, for two reasons you can't convert.
I can't convert.
One is your religion is just too damned healthy, and two is you're in charge of it.
Yes, currently my moral authority is 100%.
Yes.
Huh.
Because you're very, very pious.
Yeah.
You control 4 out of your 5 holy sites.
Yeah.
You're about to get a bit more from defeating this uprising.
It's probably true. Let's see, do I have any siege leaders? I do, and she's in charge of the army. Right, fair enough. Let's just sit here and besiege Rouen then. So basically it's very difficult to convert away from...
the techniques you have available. You're not unreformed, so mass conversion doesn't work anymore. You can convert if it's demanded, but it's not very helpful. You can convert by decision to the religion of your liege, not very helpful.
Yes.
Your spouse or concubine, if you are pagan. Main religion if you're heretic, not helpful. Reformed religion if heretic pagan, that's the same thing. Capital project, not relevant. Not relevant, not relevant. You're not a court chaplain. Blah, blah, that isn't like heresies. You have a friend. It might be possible to be converted by them.
Right.
Obviously, children can be converted quite easily.
Yes. But of course then they're not likely to stand in the inheritance line because everyone's going to go evil,
yes,
weird,
yes.
evil,
They're
weird
going to be
Christian.
easy to convert and then hard to elect.
Yes.
So I think your best hope is to marry or take as concubine
A Christian.
a Christian. If you are pagan and have a Christian, Muslim, Jewish or Zoroastrian spouse or concubine, I think you can probably convert to... Let's see what the restrictions on that are. I think you only need to be pagan and not zealous. It costs you 500 prestige.
Well, this is going to be a bit of a race then, isn't it?
Getting to 200 prices.
Right. I'm just seeing if any of them, the Christian ones, have any really good. Right.
So I think now, if
Well,
she's become
she-
your concubine,
She agrees. Okay.
yes, there she is. I think now, you get it, there's an action on her. You can demand that she
Convert.
Oh, it may be under decisions, under the intrigue thing. There. No. Curious.
Right. Anyway, maybe I'd need a one.
Most conversion decisions are accessed by right-clicking on character portrait, which presumably includes convert spouse religion. And it says you convert the religion of your spouse or concubine. Like, possibly it requires that all of your spouse and concubines be of the same religion. I don't know.
Well, I can try and set this up for future generations. So we should go somewhere else. Let's go to the next county over. I was going to briefly worry about the rebellion, but it's fine. Right, less than 300 to go. Right. Might as well deal with this. Right, release peace order to the Catholic revolt. Which gets me 100 prestige, yes. Right. Less than 200 prestige to go. Right, who are you? You're my granddaughter. You look a perfectly cromulent thing. You look like a perfect cromulent whatnot. Let's assign you a guardian. Okay. There's a Smolensk revolt, but I don't think they're going to be around long enough for me to do anything.
Also, they're probably just as scary as their parents,
It's true.
except that they're
Well, they're more
Smaller.
likely to have burnt a lot of their stuff in order to... You know what happened to the last lot? That was literally 10 minutes ago, or like 10 months ago. Really, people, honestly, do you not have any common sense at all?
maybe they don't. Maybe they would like to be on the winning side of the next crusade.
It's possible. It's not going to happen. Well, it might happen. But first of all, I'm going to become emperor if it kills me. What I'd like to do is become emperor, take my law up to the next level, which I will be able to do very shortly. Then reform my political system, and hopefully by then I haven't died in a crusade, but like 123 days it's all going to be a bit tight. 61% war score. Oh yeah, maybe I should drink my hot water. That's a thought, isn't it? It's not very hot now. Oh, right, someone can get married. What? No, don't do any of those things. Till you lot back together and call you a stoat. Right, you lot get married. 100 to go! Bit more than half a year.
Which is rather more than the time to the start of the crusade.
Yeah. It's fine, I just have to manage not to lose by then. I just want to salt that holding. Let's besiege Amir. It occurs to me that when you say all of my vassals will join in, what you mean is most of my vassals will join in.
Well, the
The
ones
ones
who
that are of the right
are of the right religion
Yeah.
will probably join in on your side.
on a good day. Yes. Let's go and see if we can find somewhere a bit smaller to besiege, and also maybe find somewhere, some army crusade for England. Those Christian heathens. Right. Let's just briefly check. So the papacy, papacy has 3 counties at least of its very own.
One of them is disconnected from the other by now.
Yes. Right.
It looks like there aren't that many people on the papacy side at the moment. I mean, they haven't raised a lot of.
Well, I might not be able to see a lot of them.
Oh, of course, yes. Sorry, yes, of course, because they're not your allies.
They're not my
You can
allies.
see all the ones in England because you have this great big swathe of England under your control.
Okay, let's dismiss that because I know I've got a crusade against me. Let's look at what the options are. Well, if I could win, I get a lot of stuff. Like peace. Oh, there is no white peace.
There can be no white peace in the crusade.
Okay, so I only lose piety. I don't lose prestige. Right, who are you lot? No, right, yes, of course you were. You weren't the people that I actually want to fight. And what exact territory would I?
England. All of your territory in England.
In England. Okay, that's a bit annoying. But let's
but that's only his own.
His only army. Yeah. What I want to know is the crusade.
More than you've got, because otherwise they wouldn't have started. I think actually possibly more than 75% of what you've got.
Yes. Aha. That is also somewhere that's easier to besiege. Right. I only need to hang on for a couple more months to become an empire.
Can you set the next level of law going now? Or, yes, because that will probably sort itself out fairly rapidly. People vote for it within a month or so.
Yes, I have to get up.
That, of course, given that that's the only one of your territories that will have maximum tribal organisation, that probably does mean you end up being the Empire of Norway rather than anything else.
Yes.
And that in particular possibly means you get more troops now.
Maybe. I mean, I have just pissed my vassals off. Is my small problem.
But they're not unreformed pagans for the most part. I mean, you have pissed them off because, well, you haven't got many of their troops raised.
You know, but I have just pissed them off by going up to the next level of tribal authority.
How?
Hang on. Oh, unreformed pagan tribal vassal opinion. Ah, well, no worries then.
I mean, I think the step from high to max is basically, obviously you do it, unlike the step from medium to high that's a bit dangerous because it changes how the rules work. So, essentially...
I now need to be at peace for that.
Yes.
I whisk close to that one. Right. I need to keep an eye on this war over here. I need to survive like 2 more months. Three more months. Damn it. Or win this war. That also works. Let's see if they will take a surrender. No. Oh well, I thought I'd ask. Aha! I can found a new empire. Well, I think we should found a new empire.
Right, so presumably, I think all of your other kingdoms have the wrong laws. You might just check, but you go to the laws tab then.
Laws.
Oh, you can't even see those.
Yeah.
Well, you probably want to be Norway unless you...
Well, at least I know what colour I am if I'm Norway. You see, that's very important.
Right. That will cost you 1,000 of your...
Yes, but that's fine. I have 700 gold left. It's not like I can hire any mercenaries anyway. Right, let's...
yes, you can't create any more, create or usurp any kingdoms. So,
Right.
now, not merely Fylkir, but also Emperor of Norway.
Fylkir, Emperor of Noregr. Right. What are my kingdom law? Inheritance laws. Imperial laws. It's the lagnatic, cognatic, kind.
You've inherited all the laws that your previous kingdom
had. Yes. So, right. It now looks like I have some. I get some extra Hirdmen. Rather. And some extra commander slots, which is useful because I have some people fill that. Right, okay. There's that one. Right, now let's just check. Right. So, Thorgil is my heir. He's not completely hopeless. You guys. Where are you going? You're going to Roar. Well, guess what? So are we. Okay. Successor nomination. Nominate successor. Well, let's see if they'll go for a woman on the grounds that she's actually really good. Right, I don't have to worry about loss of other bits on succession because I'm not desperately scrabbling around now for... Hooray! For prestige to try and make an empire. I'm surprised I didn't see that there was an achievement popped up saying hello, you're an emperor now. Which is a little bit confusing. Right. So, we've attacked the army in Roar. I do not think they're going to be very happy with us. Okay, that's got me 100% war score. And that let's release an otter to enforce our demands. So, what I think I do is find out that, damn it, my organiser has snuffed it. How very inconvenient. Excuse me, let's go and see if I can in fact go commander shopping. No. So, is there anyone on my council who is uncheered? Solved my vassal problem. Right, so now let's march you somewhere. Okay. I'm mildly inclined to surrender on the grounds that that's a terrifying number.
I think the only way you could plausibly win is by sneaking up on the Pope and taking all his land.
I'm going to struggle to sneak up on the Pope on account of the fact that look at those Holy Roman Empire people who are pissing around inland and
I think the Pope himself has more troops than you have, or at least has about the same number.
Yes. And that way I can then at least leg it across country and sort out this war.
Yeah, and it seems vaguely reasonable. Like,
because I'm not going to.
Then ideally, what you do then is you take yourself back a county of England at some point, so that next time he calls a crusade, you give him a county of England.
Yeah.
As long as you hold somewhere like England, he won't come after Norway.
It's fine. I've got France.
Oh yeah, Normandy's probably a pretty good place to have as well.
Yeah. Right, let's release an order that says...
we'll accept losing 100 prestige every 40 years.
Yeah, and 10% minus...
100 piety every 40 years and minus 10% moral authority.
Yeah. I think that's...
And then we'll continue picking off little bits of your
territory, yeah.
Because fundamentally, you can probably take most individual Christian realms. They can only organise themselves every 40 years.
Yes. Oh no, I lost. Right. Oh whoa, my moral authority is 95%.
You'll probably deal with some of that by defeating this Catholic revolt, which I think you may be
about to be
without needing to get there yourself.
I think
100%. There you go.
And yes, I'm
right,
just.
How's your moral authority looking now?
How's my moral authority? 6%.
So you've already made back most of what you were short.
Yes.
Well, not most of, some of what you were short,
yes.
And that was like a month after the end of the crusade.
Good
job you ended the wars in that order. Actually, I think they just add up.
Aha! And I can adopt feudalism.
Yes.
Right.
So that will. I don't think there's anything you need to do in advance of that. This will spawn a vast number of extra holdings all over your realm, because anywhere where there's space. So at the moment you have, I think each of your counties has tribe blank blank or thereabouts.
Or tribe and temple maybe.
This will fill in the missing temples and cities, and I think it will convert at least some of the tribes to castles.
Right.
So you may have some.
The big downside here is I lose raise tribal army. But
yes, you lose the ability to raise a tribal army from your prestige.
But I can probably start hiring. Ooh, is that a religion thing?
I think the mercenaries may be a religious thing. I think that may be your problem, but I'm not sure. Hang on, I can look it up.
I shall stay paused for the time being.
And in general, becoming feudal is probably the right plan.
Well, it's about the time that, England is moving towards feudalism at this point. And one of the reasons, of course, that at this point, England is having its arses kicked by, every available Dane, is because it's got a great tax system. And coming and raiding people and saying, excuse me, pay us money to go away, rather than developing your own tax system is much easier. I summarise years of scholarship here.
So yes, I'm not sure, but where was it written there? Many mercenary companies are further limited to one or two religious groups, but unlike holy orders, they will fight any foe. So I think you, as a Germanic pagan, you are perpetually in the situation where there is one mercenary company that you can raise, and that's the Varangian Guard.
Except you can never raise them because they're vassals of the Byzantine Empire.
Yes. Basically, if the Byzantine Empire creates them before 1066, then they are Germanic.
Right. Let's adopt feudalism. So, right. I am now a feudal.
Did that also lose your ability to hold a great plot?
Let's go and see. Okay, my numbers are doing weird things at the moment. Let's go and look at my intrigue. Yeah, basically I can now do the tradition. I can't hold a tournament.
Let's go back to the decision. This doesn't say that it says Great Blot is Norse pagan religion. And doesn't here indicate a restriction on. So as long as you are Norse culture and any pagan religion, which you are, you should be allowed to hold Great Blots. But yeah, possible that there's something missing from your again about Great Blots.
Let's disband the unit. So, how are we doing? Right, we have I think that's castle. No, that's a fortified town.
No, that's a castle.
Okay.
Hence it has which is why it has castle walls.
Right.
It doesn't currently have much other than walls. It's a fairly feeble castle, but it is a castle.
Let's build some castle fortifications and see if that improves. And I've got a castle town, a castle shipyard.
Oh, right.
And
Yes, you're in a province that only has one holding slot.
Yes.
Your capital is yes. Yes, I'm slightly surprised that didn't sprout anything.
Which actual places do I have holdings in?
So there you've got a castle. Okay, it doesn't seem to have sprouted quite as much as I would have hoped. Oh well.
Yes.
So if you have tribes, I think probably all of your tribes have converted. You may be. What's going on in that empty space in that? If you mouse over that, okay, that is just the build a new holding button. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Of course, I'm now getting messages that all of my minions are adopting feudalism. Or some of my minions are adopting feudalism. Right, my income is going up. My prestige is still high. Let's go on a grand hunt because we can. I see a mighty stag. Let's be kind to the mighty stag. So now I'm feudal. Ooh. So.
Okay,
So I can still raid, and I've got another 150 years nearly of runestones.
Right, I think the Great Blot does not appear in your list until your 9-year timer has expired.
Right.
I believe that it. I think I'm going to have to fix the wiki. It should say Germanic pagan, not Norse pagan, as in the thing that appears in the code is Norse pagan, but that in the user interface appears as Germanic pagan. So you have to have precisely that religion or its old form, and you have to not be holding a blot, not have held a blot recently, not be at war, have 50 wealth, not be a prisoner,
and all the usual stuff, yes. So I'm just looking at the thing that says my scriptures of the sagas. Now, the sagas aren't going to happen for another 200 odd years.
Well, you've got organised and written them early.
No, but the sensible things here would be to either have skaldic poetry as the thing, or the Elder Edda, Völuspá, things like that.
Yeah.
The words of the seer. So that's what Völuspá means, by the way. Those kind of things. I can't help but feel I should find something in Norse and bring it downstairs and read it at people. It's a very entertaining sounding language. is my status? I'm a feudal emperor with 7,000 vassals, which is not the world's biggest amount of vassalage. I now, of course, have more of the usual kind of claims. So, for example, what can I do for Scotland? I can do a great holy war for Scotland, but let's assume that that's a terrible idea. Holy war, I can... right, okay. Importantly, I can still do conquest to nick things,
Yes.
and I can do the normal, like, the nicking of the title.
Yes. The conquest is a thing about being a Germanic pagan, and
Yeah.
I think you get to keep that forever.
At this point, I can be very disappointed. Ooh! Right. I'm not going to start this war... Well, I'm going to start this war tonight, but I'm going to save and stop and not carry it out tonight, I think. Oh, no. Damn it, I can't land her, can I? I can't land her.
Not at present.
Very disappointing. Right, so we have the usual situation that we can't actually do anything, even though it would be really tempting to get Bavaria. Excuse me while I find the Kingdom of Bavaria again, because I have a thought. And my thought is... let's see if we can find a claimant that would... Okay. Right, no one would like to join my court. How very disappointing. Let's see if we can do something about Scotland. Scotland. Unfortunately, their succession is some kind of elective thing. But maybe I can get... Right. Well, let's let time run. My steward is idle. Of course, my steward now can't do what my steward used to do. So I can collect taxes, oversee construction, or... Right, my favourite, it's research economy tech time. So cultural advances. It's possible we want to invest in noble customs now because I have feudal vassals.
Yes.
Right, let's start investing in getting some feudal what's names going. Right. On the plus side, prestige that I now accrue will at least go towards my total score.
Because you can't turn it into armies anymore.
Because I can't turn it into armies anymore. So let's go and have a look at my laws. Right. No, that's not what I want. What I want is view electors.
You can, of course, now appoint people as kings of your sub-realm if you want to.
It's true.
If you don't, your children will become the kings when you die.
Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible thing at this point.
What is there stopping you changing your gender laws?
It's a good question. Well,
Oh right, yes, you can't get up to absolute cognatic without jumping through some particularly bizarre hoops.
yeah. In particular, I have to get to the lawful status of women, as well as all the no one's
that
fighting.
would be, yes, I'm not even sure you can. I don't know if that's a thing that actually gets unlocked.
Well, it's,
Oh, does it come under tolerance? No, I'm not sure. I can't remember how that works. I'm thinking it turns out to be unhelpful. So yes, I think you can't get absolute cognatic
yeah.
inheritance. from here. You have to be basically Cathar or Basque,
Yeah.
or both.
Or Cathar and Basque, yes. Right, let's...
And converse human culture with its own fun.
I think this is a good point at which to stop. Let's just check that I can't convert to Christianity, which I can't. Let's save and quit. The year is 10:09. Good night, stream.